appreciate all esteemed viewers for staying glued to the channel. We say a big thank you for always engaging us on the platform. All right, another brand new day. Yeah, in the city of Lagos. Of course, we are broadcasting to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. Please kindly share the program. Also, like it. Very, very important. You can also drop your comments regarding what we are discussing this morning in the comment section. Like I do say on the program, all the reviewers and viewers are all our reviewers. We implore you to also maintain decorum in the comment section. What do we have this morning? The front page of the Vanguard newspaper is saying something very, very crucial to Nigerians. Yeah, we shall be looking at it together. We'll be dissecting these issues, these topics together this morning. Don't forget it is City Stand. Don't forget it is a channel, a station where the opinions of people matter. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Gladys Oyabo, you're welcome to the program. I really appreciate your presence and your engagement. Also, Emmanuel Kingsley, yeah, he's watching us from Madrid. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us at this beautiful Thursday morning. There's a Chima, that's the chief, all the way from Italy, is also here with us. And we really appreciate your engagement, Chief Udoze Chima. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for staying glued earlier on. It is important we share the program, let people know what is going on at the stand. I still have other people saying hi to us in the comment section. I will need to also greet them on the program this morning. All right. Alaba Fowe, good morning to you. You're welcome. Oluwashina Drake says good morning, City Stand, and the wonderful reviewers. Thank you so much for giving us undiluted information. Shegun Adeleke watching from London. Yeah, we appreciate you, Mr. Shegun Adeleke. You're welcome to the program. For the break in transmission, this is a network issue we are currently experiencing, but we hope to have a favorable network, a friendly one, so to say. How are you doing, sir?
Mike Ademola, I say very good morning to you. Good morning to our esteemed viewers globally, and also to remember, I use this morning also to to congratulate our Muslim faithful brothers who are observing the end of their Ramadan fasting. I say, may the God, whatever wishes you have for yourself, Lord Father, let there be an icing on it in Allah that you believe in. And to every other person that have kept faith with this platform, I say very good morning to you.
All right, very good morning to you, viewers, once again. Sorry for the network problem you are experiencing. I hope we have a good time together. Femi, I said it earlier on that Nyesom Wike, the FCT Minister, said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains unbeatable in FCT of inclusiveness.
Yes, politics of inclusiveness, bringing in the indigenous, awakening them, let them know that this Abuja also belong to you. So I think even if it's not going to be a landslide victory for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 in Abuja particular, there will be change. Definitely there will be change because of grassroots politics that Wike is playing. You will see that Wike is going inside of Abuja, apart from all this densely populated area where business activities are going on deep inside, and it's dream project for them to woo them, to lure them every day. So I think we can know what he's trying to say, and to some extent I agree with him that we are going to see a turnaround in 2027.
How realistic is Wike's claim? Is Tinubu well grounded in FCT?
I believe that Wike can only talk about his constituency, which he has affirmed by making sure that the candidate of APC, won the last election in FCT. I want to believe that he who wears the shoe know where it pays. I think give or take, Wike to me as a person has always been a grassroots, and irrespective of whatever he might be his albatross as a person, I think he has been able to affirm his presence at the grassroots, which is playing well for him. Having said that, we are talking about the presidency. Presidency is a broader picture. It's not from a micro unit. I think there are other indices that need to be considered before making an affirmation as to whether Mr. President stand a good stead come 2027 in winning, coasting to victory. I think a lot still needs to be done. As a politician, you must not be be relying on delusional statements. I think all what we need to see is that it's an action and that is tangible, that can be seen on the part of the political hegex or the party to show that they are really coasting to victory.
All right, away from that, let's quickly rush down to Osun State. Yeah, the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, has declared support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Femi, is this endorsement about governance, political survival, or what? Despite party differences, he still went ahead to support.
Yeah. You can say that again. Political survival, and it's a very, very good game. Ademola play in that place.
Very good game.
Very good, yes. He played the joker very well because he has no. I don't want to say he has no option, but this is the best joker he can play because when you look at it, what will he gain if he say I want to? Okay, who is going to be the presidential candidate of a court party? That will do offended him in a particular way. According to what we heard, he was promised to choose a minister from a state while he was supporting Asiwaju in 2023. But unfortunately, after the election, I think Asiwaju couldn't fulfill the promise because I know that if it was Seyi Makinde of Oyo State that choose a minister
what
from that
state came from? There is power minister came from that place now.
It's not from his side. Power minister is from APC.
Must it be from his side?
Part of agreements. Part of agreement with
Power minister is from Oyo now, Oyo State.
Anybody can come from Oyo if it's not from your side. Now the man is from Oyo. Now you want to replace Seyi Makinde. Do you think Seyi Makinde supports that move? Seyi Makinde will not support
his nomination.
Yes. Okay. All the governors that are supporting Asiwaju that time, so almost all of them are compensated. Look at let's start from Wike. Wike was compensated with Minister of Power, Federal Capital Territory. Recently, former governor Asu, his daughter has been they have compensated him. I think his daughter was one of ambassador. I think you understand what I'm saying. Now that Seyi Makinde is governor doesn't mean that they cannot compensate him as well. So I think that is the major bone of contention that is happening in Oyo. So that's why I call him a wounded lion, and he has a point not to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. But who will support now? I'm still waiting for him. Maybe he's going to go to Accord or a presidential candidate from PDP, or maybe the one from Accord party. Anyway, that's the one I'm waiting for. The one that Seyi Makinde will support.
All right. Do you see Adeleke's move as survivor or political bargaining ahead of 2027 election? Who does the Chima in the comment section said he has no option than to do what he did. Adeleke has no option than to do what he did.
You see, when you are being confronted with many cards before the now, and you were still just trying to take it through, and time is no longer on your side, and the many cards now is now being put down to just one route, which I believe that even I said it on this platform that PDP is in a morbid state, and there is no direction in PDP as of the now. And the most commonsensical thing for somebody to do is to choose a route that where his voice can be heard. I think Adeleke, to me, Governor Adeleke has chosen a route which I believe is the only window available for him to so do. And you recall also, probably before the now, there was a meeting between the elder brother, that's Davido's father, and Adeleke at Bodilo. I think a lot of cars might have been put before them. I think the discussion did not have a thorough conclusion. That was why they left. And when you now look into the states, APC has always, because that is a state that they have been grinning with, gnashing their teeth, how they lost that state to PDP. And now PDP is no longer in the picture. And the sitting governor, the only thing that can affirm his position is work, is delivery. And if he has worked creditably well, I think the majority of Osun citizens might want him back. But a situation we know, Nigeria, we are only, apart from construction, I've always said construction can only be done on arithmetic. But who dares to outsmart it, pays dearly for it. And I've always said that Adeleke, as a person, knows that for him to affirm, borrow me that word, to validate his position, is to just say, okay, the presidential election will be coming first before the governor. And whatever happens at the presidency will also determine the dynamics of the other elections.
That's why he's pitching his tent.
That's why he's quickly pitching his tent. And there are all those strong blocks in APC in Osun State that never wanted him to depart. I think maybe when he was having that move of saying, okay, which party do I, let me even go to APC. The powers that be in APC in Osun State, they blocked him. And the same power that be, they were the one that blocked the former secretary, Omishore, from even realizing his own objective.
Yes.
You understand? And when you now look at the dynamics of politics of Osun State, it's a dicey affair. And for what I know, and I believe, is that if you know how to play the game well, you need to, because there are something you need to sacrifice in order to also have some gains to yourself. I think Adeleke is trying to do that through the accord route. And accord, as we speak now, I don't know of any of the presidential candidates. I don't know whosoever is even jostling for that post of a presidency in that party. I think the sensible route to take is what he has done by pledging his allegiance to the president, and also in order to retain his own seat.
All right, away from that, let us quickly move down to UK, where Mr. President is not just Mr. President, 9 ministers with the First Lady. They are also there. Also the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. And Kenneth Okonkwo has described this trip as dancing on graves. The President traveled knowing fully well that there is insecurity in the land. Let us quickly look at the report. A chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Kenneth Okonkwo, has criticized President Bola Tinubu for going ahead with his planned state visit to the United Kingdom, despite the terrorist attacks in Maiduguri, Borno State. Appearing on Channels Television's Politics Today on Wednesday, Okonkwo accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of dancing on the graves of Nigerians and soldiers killed in terror attacks by making the trip to London. Now, did President Bola Ahmed Tinubu make a leadership mistake by not cancelling his trip to the United Kingdom? Femi?
Well, we are in a country where we have usually witnessed a leader like this, that our security, our well-being has not been their priority for a very long time. So, not excluding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also involved in a serious country. Mr. Michael, that trip will be cut short. That trip will be abandoned. Maybe appeal to the, UK authority that we can postpone this. You can see what is happening to me at home. But one thing that I want all the critics to look at is when you continuously have this kind of issue, you may not be able to go out of this country. That is the issue. Because I've been asking them, suppose Tinubu refused to go that day and he went to meet them at the Borno, will he automatically finish our insecurity issue in the country? Oh, when Tinubu was around, if Tinubu refused to go and he stay at home, does it mean that they will not still go and strike tomorrow? If Tinubu go to Borno, there will not strike again because he go to Borno. I go and visit them, I commiserate with you, I condemn it, and do that.
Give them matching order.
Give them matching order. Do you know how many matching orders Tinubu has given? That fact that he was not there, he give matching order at that place. He has directed all the service chief to relocate to Benin. They are now relocating. They relocate to Benin now. So we are living in a country that we don't have a leader that prioritize our well-being. It's very, very unfortunate. I was reading something yesterday and I was surprised that Nigeria, we still have a long way to go. Look at Ukraine. Ukraine is fighting Iran. Ukraine versus Iran. I thought within some weeks, Russia will have finished, but up to this moment, 4 years. That's not the story. That's not the one that funny to me. No, Russia is using Iran drone, very, very cheap, $35,000 to $50,000. Now, Ukraine is using about, an interceptor that is worth about $4 million to intercept something of $35,000 to $50,000. You can see the margin. You can see that economy is not balancing. Then Ukraine now look inward. They now went ahead to do their own drone, locally made drone that is called $2,500. $2,500 to counter $35,000. You see that they have changed the game. That is not where I'm going. Now, when the war now happened between America and Iran, they are now consulting Ukraine that your drone, a country that is fighting war, a war-torn country, America and the people in the Gulf, they are now consulting Ukraine. Okay, that your locally made bomb and that your locally made drone. Can you lend us? Now they are now signing deal with yet Nigeria. We are here. Look at how much they say we have spent on insecurity since 2012, 32 trillion naira. Let's assume that, of course, we will always spend on security, whether we have insurgents or not, definitely. But assuming we are spending half of this money, that means we will have saved about 16 trillion naira since 2012 up to this moment, and all those money. And what are we defending? We spent 32 trillion naira to defense. For defenseless. Because there is nothing we are defending. You can't defend the waste. That's a waste. Colossal waste. It's very, very unfortunate. So, in the same country, Tinubu will have say, please, let's postpone this.
Postpone it. Is it right for a president to suspend international engagement due to security breaches?
Any humane leader will first of all look inward before looking outward. I believe that I've also raised an hashtag here that the ruling class don't really care about us, and it's manifesting day in, day out. And I've said it a couple of times that if
not just an engagement, major engagement,
that's what I'm saying. If
that will have impacts in the country.
Let me tell one thing. You say major engagement that will have impacts. Which impact is going to have when the ground is already ruffled with security breaches? At times, I told you, I said it on this platform that when the ecosystem is ruffled in the water, then you start seeing fish eating fish, and I'm affirming that position here that for a human leader, that that your house is on fire, you still went on a trip to do what? Whatever gains that you are going to get from that trip, is it going to be embedded outside the country? Definitely it's going to be embedded here. And a situation whereby such thing comes, where is it going to fly when you have security breaches? It does not show that it's like putting the horse before the cat. And I want to believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should rise up to become a statesman, because everybody always see him in that gap as a statesperson. But taking on this trip without giving an adequate consideration to the lives of the people in Maiduguri and by extension in Nigeria. I mean, something that is not a welcoming thing to me.
Okay, let's have your own take on this. Should the president suspend international engagement because of major attacks or security breaches in the country?
Mr. Mike, but just for 1 second. Good morning, global viewers, and most welcome. And Mr. Ojolade, thank you very much.
He's been criticized for going to UK amid insecurity, attacks, abductions in the country.
Mr. Mike,
should he suspend that trip because of what is going on in the country?
Mr. Mike, there are some situations whereby president can suspend going out for international engagement. But that's if what happened is just what happened maybe for the first time. Then we have this one is a recurring. It's a recurring bombardment, killing every time. It's not new. It's not new. It's a recurring.
The tragedy is not new.
It's a recurring incident. Yes, if it's something that just happened unexpectedly, that never happened before, yes, I will have agreed, yes. Mr. President, how come on? You never expect this kind of a thing before. Nothing value our life. But this is a recurring thing, right from the days of Jonathan, how many years ago? So
it's not just happening under his administration.
Yes,
it's been happening for long.
That's a second.
So it is not new.
It's not new. Of course, the number of people involved are
very important.
Very important. But when you already when you already have an incident that's already everyday affair, everyday incident, everyday occurrence. I mean, we already have people in charge to be handling it. Of course, we have not gone to the solution anyway. But that does not mean that you should then deprive yourself of the preparation that we made down for you. You are not the one that's begging, you are invited, Mr. Mike. It's not that you wrote to them, you want to come and pay a state visit. You are not, you didn't write to UK. I want to pay a state visit. You were invited. No, by the time I watched the preparation, I watched the reception. According to Mr. President, I knew. If you had missed it, if you have missed that kind of reception. No, Mr. Mike, watch it. It's on the go and watch it now. I said, so if you had missed such a event, of course, you expect the UK, but I mean,
it was highly honored yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. Go back and watch it.
More than honor.
I've watched it, right? I've watched it. So if you had missed such an invitation and such, I mean,
did you watch it, Mr. Vincent? Did you see it?
You see, Mike, I watch it because it's a carnival like. But aside that, what we are trying to say is that for every trip, I mean, the gains of that trip is going to be domiciled in the country, not outside the borders of Nigeria. And what I'm even trying to say is that all this while, when we be having these security breaches here and there, Britain, or rather UK as a country, has always maintained an ominous silence. And now, if they are now inviting our president to come and do what? When, okay, where was Britain before America even decided to say they are coming to come and help us in our security challenge? I want to believe that if you say you are a colonial master, Britain is not just a colonial master, it's also the leader of the Commonwealth. And when we say we all belong to a Commonwealth, I think whatever happens in one area should be of paramount concern to all the members in that bloc. And up to now, I stand to be corrected. I have not seen any tangible thing being done on the part of Commonwealth in addressing our security challenges as a nation and also as a member of that bloc.
Mr. Michael, I like this Baba. You always say I stand to be corrected. Okay. You can say UK should have done more than what they are doing, but it's not mean that they don't do anything at all. You know, I saw you one write-off yesterday as you were doing
the program.
Yes, when you are doing program, I saw you what UK is doing. Let me tell you, each country they have their own principle.
They have their own contributions.
They have their own contributions, and they have their own principle how they want to engage other countries. Look at what is happening between Iran and US now. You know, America has called on UK. What was their response? Please go on. You are the one that started the war. If you want to engage, we know how we can engage. Maybe of course, Donald Trump is not the first time. This is not the first time we are having insecurity. And Donald Trump is not the first president. But we have a president from America. Now we are talking about America. We have a president from America that is so concerned and pick his own interest from angle of Christianity, which I supported. That if that is the only area that can woo you, that can make it attractive to you to intervene in our matter, that they are killing Christians in Nigeria, so be it. But it's not only Donald Trump that was America president. Since when we have had Obama as a president, why we are having insecurity? What was their concrete, contribution? Do they visit us? Joe Biden was there. The only thing they are also all of them, they were contributing in their own understanding way. We haven't been subjected to insecurity that time. Yes, insecurity was not like that. Was not like this then when British came. So each president choose to contribute in their own way. All these presidents are mentioned doesn't mean that they don't contribute at all. Apart from Barack Obama that refused to sell ammunition to us when Jonathan was there. During the time of Joe Biden, at least some weapons were selling to us. So each president choose. What step can I take? What is the limitation if I want to contribute? How long? What will be my contribution? And since America intervention, America has been here now for how many months? Me, I have not seen improvement. So maybe I will see tomorrow, or maybe after they finish Iran war.
About maybe 60 terrorists were killed yesterday.
News like this will not fly, except we try to say something like this. When I say something like this, you revert to. So what you are trying to say, what you are trying to say is that it's not that UK don't contribute at all. They maybe do more than that, do better because they are our colonial master. They can, but apart from that one, UK itself they have their own issue. Yes, UK. As you are looking, their economy is not that vibrant, so they don't live on tax. They have their weapon, they have that. But when we talk about country that will be talking and the whole world will be listening, you know the country I'm talking about. So UK in their own best way, go and Google what is the contribution of UK about terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. Then you find out what happened.
Is there any reason Kenneth Okonkwo is criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? If he had cancelled that trip, would it have changed anything in Borno State?
It will have changed anything. Kenneth Okonkwo belongs to the opposition party. You don't expect opposition party to send him good in the ruling party. Have you expect Kenneth Okonkwo to send him good in the Tinubu's government? He won't send him good. He will not be criticizing to destroy the stability of the government. Don't expect anything good from Kenneth Okonkwo. He belongs to the opposition party. He want to pick out the flaws of the government and showcase to the government to the country. But the issue is that if Tinubu has stayed back and had not gone on that trip, it wouldn't have changed anything. The people that were killed had already been killed. People that have been maimed and not been made. The bomb has exploded. We will have returned the bomb from being exploded. The harm is already been done. And there are people in charge of different sectors of the economy, security, the rest. So they have been assigned it. So it's a matter of those ones who don't pull up their shoes and make sure that they step up their activity. That does not mean that we should avoid because the government of any country has many areas of engagement, many areas of duty, responsibility. There's internal responsibility, that external responsibility as well. You have engagement, you have responsibility to other countries of the world. It's not only, have you ever seen a country that says only governance undertakes the only for internal purpose, Yes, relationship, you have responsibility to other governments outside your country too. That you must keep. Bilateral relationship between your country and other countries is part of your governance. And when there's need for you to go and implement that to make sure you put that into play, to bring that into action, you must execute it. If you neglect all this, it will tear on your country. No government focuses only on internal aspect. External part of the part of the government with foreign country is what you must also not be allowed to be neglected. So that was, I think.
You see, another question people are asking is that why did you travel with CDS Musa?
You see, everybody has no.
Minister of Defense. Sorry.
Why would he not travel with Minister of Defense? Knowing fully well that one of the templates to drive any investment growth is to have a conducive atmosphere, which is already under the toga of security. And I believe that by going with Musa,
Oh, Minister of Defence.
Musa,
yes.
By going with Musa, he is the Minister of Defense. I also connotes that you remember in the days of the year, our soldiers used to go to Sandos for training, and Sandos is in UK, and all these things have to be taken into account. That in order to even add value to the security value chain, I think going the Minister of Defense is of paramount importance to whatever engagement.
With the crisis that is going on in the
Yes,
country.
because no, let me just with that this is of paramount importance with that kind of engagement that he is going to have with the British authority. And aside that, when you look at every other things, the indices in Nigeria today, we know our social fabric is already punctured as a result of these security breaches. And also, in order to drive investments, you need to also look in the area of our security setup, so that for you to cut any investment back to the country, there must be a seeming template of an enabling environment to bet such an investment. And I believe that irrespective of whatever he has gone there to do, I think Christopher Musa is key to whatever discussion that is going on.
Why did he travel with the defense minister? What we are witnessing in the country.
Baba has said a lot.
We saw what happened in Borno State.
Yes,
he's supposed to move down there.
Let me tell you.
With the minister of defense.
Let me tell you. Fighting war has different strategy. There are sometimes while you are even fighting war, you need to retreat a bit to re-strategize. Yes, you need to retreat again to regroup, to re-strategize, to re-strategize. Now, what is happening in that place? We know we have problem. This one, we are just saying this one. Anybody can hide under it and not performing his duty. But my issue is this: do you think if Christopher Musa is also in Nigeria, they cannot bomb? That is my question. These people, why they were in Nigeria and when they travel, tell me the difference that is made. Now, my issue is this: going with Christopher Musa in that place is one of the key, because they need to discuss security. Security is part of what they need to discuss. Of course, there will be no problem if he stay at home. They can also discuss insecurity. But if Christopher Musa also go to that place, it's not out of proportion. And there are some areas when you want to discuss something. See, this life is about strategy. Apart from these people, they are just a colossal failure. If I want to discuss a particular case with you, I may look for a very relaxed manner, a good atmosphere. When I see that your head is so calm, like a woman that want to discuss with her husband in the middle of the night, you know when they discuss now, when your head is calming down, they know how to enter into your heart. I don't expect that one anyway from UK, but all these their move to me. Let me sound like Femi. Should I sound like Femi? This Femi that is here. If I'm in the shoe of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I will go. Yes, because who knows? Maybe they don't want me to go. That's why they throw bomb that day. I've been scheduled to go. Then you throw bomb so that maybe you don't want me to go. Sort it out. Right. I will go.
All right, let me go to the comment section. Yes. We have messages here. Yeah, GOA says if you go to everybody's house and nobody comes to your house, you are a nuisance. All right,
are you sure? Nobody comes to. Nobody comes. Nobody.
No, I concur with GOA because no man is an island. I believe if I should come to you, you should also come to me. Yes. I think that what makes growth. To be attained.
All right, I'm still coming.
People come.
Yes. People visit Nigeria. All right, I'm coming. Olatunji Officer says is Musa, that's the defense minister, not part of the cabinet. People asking foolish questions. You wanted to say something? What are you
Mr. Man, the man that's handling defense portfolio, is Christopher Musa. Anything you want to ask about defense, that's the first man you go to. That's the man in charge of defense matters. So when they are bringing up anything like defense discussion into it, the best person that will handle that discussion on behalf of Nigeria is CDS Musa. That's the defense minister. President should not be covering himself too much on all the areas of economy. After they are delegated responsibility to different people in different areas. So Musa is the one that will handle all those. So in fact, if you are left without Musa, I will have questioned the membership of the entourage. I will be concerned about the membership of entourage, saying they are short of such a institution we are right now is a situation whereby we need the man who is holding that portfolio to give us.
All right, thank you so much. Femi, I don't understand what you are saying. This is coming from GOA. I don't get you. Who is coming to Nigeria? Tell me, is it Anthony Joshua? Or who?
Macron not visited Nigeria. What is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. As Macron not visited Nigeria, how many times Queen or King usually visit people? Or how many times has Tinubu visited King? That is the first time. And that old king, how many times has he left his palace and go and visit people? What is it? What is it?
Some of the princes have left
Adesoye says no head of states or president wants to visit Nigeria. Now only na they wrong go beg for arms. I mean for aims or what is it right here?
Mr. Mike, we're not talking about arms. Mr. Mike, what the man is saying is not true.
It's not relevant.
We have Turkey president came here. French president has come here. Macron has come. One less has been here now. What are they talking about?
Apart from France, mention another person.
Go and Google this yourself. Go and do research. I know them. Even very recently, not recently, and not too long ago, some of the prince, maybe Prince Harry or so, with Meghan, Prince Harry with Meghan came to Nigeria with the prince with a black wife. They were in Nigeria. People of different many country leaders has come to Nigeria. I don't know what they mean by saying we are going to somewhere. Look, in bilateral relationship between a country and another country, either I visit you and I pay back. He said I come first, but another president was not here. That president was not here. So people, after I made the move first of all, they pay me a considerable back. So that's how it is done.
All right, that is how it is done, says OJ Olajide, global analyst. For Chris says, Tinubu supporters are saying to those who are criticizing his travel to England that the trip will attract foreign direct investment amounting to trillions of pounds. All right, Olajide with dash. Says GOA, is Tinubu in charge of traveling and someone else in charge of security? That's a question for you, OJ.
That's a valid question.
So what he says, is Tinubu in charge of traveling?
Someone is in charge of security.
There is the Minister of State for Defense now. And there are DGs of Ministry of Defense, the Permanent Secretary of Defense, and there's service chief handling different institutions of defense in Nigeria, Navy, Army, Air Force, GOCs, command. They are all there managing different arm of the institution of defense in Nigeria. It's not only Musa alone that's handling it.
Thank you so much. David Okavo says, I am Tunde Okavo saying that Olajide and Kule will always support Tinubu in his action. I don't understand that.
Leave Tunde Okavo. He's my regular customer. I engage him. Stop play. I engage stop play. And only they don't show up on this.
You can engage him physically because he's right here in Nigeria. It's all the days.
That's the problem. Invite him to be here.
I invite him.
Yes. Okabo is watching me. He knows me.
You want to confront him physically?
I engage for them. Start play on another platform. They know me. We are customers. Let me tell you, see, look, it's your choice. I'm not if you say I'm supporting Tinubu, I didn't have any opposition against somebody. I'm talking from my own mindset that when Tinubu does something good, I will tell him he has done something good. And when it's something bad, I will just tell him something bad. Don't tag me as a Tinubu supporter. I've already been correcting you. Baby.
After all, you voted a bit.
Yeah. So, but the problem is that they don't respect people's opinion. Mr. Mike, they don't respect people's opinion. They don't know that you have your own right to your own opinion. Yes. So that's a problem. And their questions are already been tribalistic, sentimental, and compromised.
Okay, all right. So the Chima say, Femi, I put it to you, and I put it to you again, that Tinubu is more of a disaster to Nigeria. Yes. The British came solely for our goods and not for our good.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. At this point, hardly you will see anybody on that throne that they will not say, will not give that kind of disaster. If that is a disaster. If I don't know, Mr. Vincent is a very nice man. If you become Nigeria president today, if Papa Care is not okay, they are going to stone you. That is the truth of the matter. That is what is happening in Nigeria. I told you my perspective in 2023 that anybody going to that place is going to claim us.
Unfortunately, Tinubu traveled solely because of matters concerning the war, which you have affirmed here. He didn't travel for Owambe like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Where's Owambe? Do you know? Let me tell you. I've told you. Can you compare Israel with Nigeria?
Yes.
In what time are you going to compare Nigeria with Israel? There is no parameter and no justice where you want to compare Nigeria and Israel. So apart from that, Tinubu is Owambe president. Yes, that is an identity of Yoruba. They are Owambe. We like Owambe. I'm a politician, and that's what we do. But away from that one, don't you think we still need to launder our image outside?
Yes, OJ Olajide, you are calling me your regular customer.
Yes,
come here. Don't dare me.
I'm inviting you. Maybe he says a step between me and him. Mr. Mike, he knows me. Tinubu Unbeatable knows me. Joe knows me. I engage him starting another platform. They know with the other man. You know, I don't want to mention the other man. He knows who I'm talking about. Let him come here and let him go and engage physically. He knows me. I don't run away from them. They know me.
All right. Thank you so much, OJ Olajide. I really appreciate your contributions. Thank you so much, Mr. Vincent. I really appreciate your contributions. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning, Mr.
Welcome. How are you doing, sir?
Good, sir. Good morning, our viewers.
All right. Why did the president travel amid security crisis in the country?
You see, Mr. Mike, one of the qualities of leadership is empathy. You understand? The people you are governing, a situation where there is that level of, attack, and then you decided to travel, it gives, the people the impression that they have a leader who is insensitive to their plight. You understand? We are not saying his presence in Maiduguri would have, stopped, future attack. But that would have built confidence in the military. So which means that could be, it would have built the morale of the military. That now we have a president who is coming to empathize with the people, that were attacked. You understand? And then the military would also be emboldened as a result of that. But a situation where you have a leader, most of the times you will see attack, he will never go to sympathize or identify with the people who are suffering from that.
In Benue State.
Okay, aside from Benue State, how many places has he been to? The one that happened in Kwara, where over 200 people were killed, the attack, it was an attack that took over 10 hours. No military presence. The president was expected to have visited that place and even called the service chief to come and explain why there was an attack for 10 hours and there is no military presence to counter the attack.
But they give a matching order.
It's not enough, Mr. Mark. I say empathy. Your presence is important. You understand? We've never seen that. Imagine a situation as a father, I have children, I have a wife, that my wife is critically sick at the point of death, and I'm saying I have a business meeting somewhere. You can relate it to it now that he's a father of the country as far as this country is concerned. The day you become president, that day you are the father of 200 million people. Whatever happens to any citizen of your country, you are expected to show empathy. You are expected to go there, and give them hope, say things that build hope. Most of the time, we've never seen this president come out to condemn even the attack. My criticism of this government is not born out of hatred for him. I'm one person who wants Nigeria to work. But for example, let me even tell you one thing. I want to applaud the military. Yes, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? In Maiduguri, they went after neutralize the terrorists. It was a precision attack, over 60 Boko Haram members. Yeah. So my own is that we want to see the president do things rightly. This is the country where you are made a leader. You are not a leader of UK. You are a leader of Nigeria. You understand? So if we have a problem in Nigeria, we should see you tackle the problem in Nigeria.
Gentlemen, Mike, would it have changed anything if he cancelled the trip to UK?
Well, I think if your presence is not impactful, then we should care less about your absence. I think Nigeria is getting to a point that it will not matter to them any longer whether the president is on ground or he has left the shores of our country. He was on ground when those guys were killed, and we've had several attacks while he was here. So the issue may not really be that he traveled. Ordinarily, his traveling shouldn't have been anything in terms of finding it, seeing it as unacceptable that he left the country. If things were working, if he travel and the security is on top notch and all of that, we won't have issues with the fact that he traveled. It is because things are not really going the way they should. That is why we feel that maybe the timing of his traveling is not sensitive. It's not being sensitive to the plight of Nigerians and all of that. So ordinarily, it shouldn't have been an issue that he traveled if the security architecture if they are really getting results. But the truth is that they are not getting the results now, and we must tell Mr. President that leadership should not be reduced to issuing condolence messages from time to time. That is not why you are there.
Are you talking about empathy?
Exactly.
What really matters more to the victims of terrorism? Is it sympathy or concrete security reform?
That is exactly my point. These guys are not there to just be issuing condolence messages and condemning the acts from time to time. No, that is not why you are there. Yeah. You are there to solve the issue, to fix the problem, to ensure that Nigerians are not killed the way they are. They are being killed at the moment. That is the job. The job is not to send condolence messages and visit scenes of attacks from time to time. It must be stopped. That is the job. And you either it's either that you are ready to do the job, or you leave the stage. And I don't see any reason why people feel reluctant to leave the stage when they feel they are not getting results. It's about getting. This is the job description. You have been shown the job description, and you feel you can do it. That was why you applied. That was why you contested. So you should not reduce that job to sending condolence messages from time to time. So how many Nigerians are you expected? Are we expecting to be killed before you really know that we have serious issues at hand? So Mr. President must sit up and fix the issue. Nigerians are being killed, and that should worry any serious individual, any serious citizen. So I don't really have problem with his traveling to the UK. If things are really working, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, you talked about the president suspending the trip. You never looked at the impact of this trip, what it will translate into. Went there to sign MOU, this, that. And why are you not looking at the positive effect of this trip?
Yeah, Mr. Mike, life matters. In fact, I think the reason he's president is because there are people who are alive. You understand? And whatever bilateral relationship he wants to sign with the UK is for Nigerians who are alive. And then you have a situation where things are degenerating, where people were killed at that level. You understand? We're expected. I'm not narrowing the entire thing on empathy, but I'm saying that it's one of the ways. If you think there is a security breach where, in spite of what you have put on ground to ensure that lives and property are protected, and these people are still able to break it, we expect you to show empathy. You understand? And another thing, who said that without Mr. President, that bilateral, whatever MOU cannot be signed? It can be signed. He can delegate responsibility. We have Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have an ambassador representing Nigeria in UK. In fact, it is even another way to score political gain for himself. Now that we are in the electioneering year, you will now let them understand that there is a pressing issue at hand that you need to attend to.
But the defense minister is there. Is that not a concrete action?
No, you can see. If you ask me, you can.
In Lipin, what is going on in the board?
Mr. Mike, I can assure you, this wasn't the first travel Mr. Travel has engaged on. He went to Turkey recently, that borders on security. Have we seen any concrete results? He has traveled round the world spending taxpayers' money. You understand? In billions. Have we seen any meaningful result? The country that is to be fixed is Nigeria, and I can tell you some of the solutions can be gotten inwardly. We don't need to even travel out for a solution. But I'm not saying that we should not engage, we should not have bilateral relationship. It's important, but then security is key.
Do you know what we are saying after all this is we are coming from a viewer here, me 19011. He says delegates to meet the king and prime minister. Do you know what you are saying at all?
It can be rearranged if you feel delegate are small. Sir, there's a personal issue.
He was invited.
Even when people are killed, imagine it was the president, wife and son that were attacked, killed. Would he have traveled? Every Nigerian is, as far as he remained the president, we are his children. If it was his wife and his son that was attacked and killed, would the president have traveled? He would not have traveled now. So can you say our life does not matter? Our life doesn't matter. Our life does not count. That occasion can be refixed. It can be refixed. If you think delegates is a kind of disrespecting the king, you can refix.
You need to ask yourself. This is coming from Andrew Goodini. You need to ask yourself. When Tinubu was around last week, was there no kidnapping and killings? So what difference would his presence make?
Okay, that is what we are talking about. Mr. Mike, I mentioned building the morale of the military. You understand? How many times? Do you know, it could be because we've never seen him on ground to talk to these soldiers, to also come out to condemn and then identify with the victims of this attack. And that probably could have been weakening the morale of the military. These guys are out there in the bush. Some of them have been there. I had military guys who have been in Maiduguri for 5 years. Their families are here. You understand? So what we're saying is that we need to see a president that is decisive on security. There can never be any economy without security. If you want a viable economy, it must be built under peace and stability. If you don't have peace and stability, there can never be a viable economy.
Crisis in Benin was Mr. President and you know that, and you are from that side.
Hello, Kule.
Sorry, nice. I don't like people that don't really
we cannot overemphasize what my brother said. You shouldn't put the cart before the horse. We are dealing with very serious security issues now, and again I want to give it to our frontline soldiers.
Yes.
These guys are putting their lives on the line. So that's fine. We can see that's the job they signed in for. But when you are working in an environment where the morale is even low, it takes more. It takes more than patriotism to continue as a frontline soldier. So I give it. I salute every of our soldiers that are in the several theaters of operations. Digging it out with the insurgents and all of that, in spite of the morale that is very, very low, as it were. And I've always said as well, Michael, one question that we must continue to ask our leaders and those that are handling our security architectures: it takes weapon to sustain insurgents, and these guys have sustained insurgents for years now, even before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are you not asking critical questions? Where are they getting weapons from? How are weapons getting to this country? We have immigration, we have customs, we have all kinds of people at our borders. Do we even have borders in the first instance? Official report told us that we have over 500 inlets into this country that are not manned. Official reports, and I mean official report, over 500 inlets to Nigeria. I know it's more. I just want to put it at 500. So how can such a country be talking about insecurity when the first thing to tackle is to ensure that every perimeter of this nation is covered? So if we are not dealing with that and we are seeking bilateral relationship with UK and with other countries, we are signing all manners of MOUs. On what are they going to build those things when you don't have security? The constitution that says the security and the well-being of the people shall be the primary responsibility of government knows how critical security is, and we are not tackling that, and you are beginning to sign. How will the economy grow in an atmosphere of insecurity?
All right, that means Tinubu is an inconsequential president, since you guys affirmed it doesn't matter whether he's around or not. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Kule, why are you raking? We're raking.
I have to rake because I have to put the writing on the throne here. On the city stand. This my brother from Benue, and considering is my brother from Benue. And we don't need to be tolerating information that is not really genuine, right? When there was crisis in Benue, Tinubu flew down to Benue to go and meet the state actors there. I'm talking of the military guys on ground, and he purposely was so angry that where are the arrests? Even Ribadu too was being scroll, man. Where were the arrests? I expected you guys to be providing people that you've arrested. He deliberately went to Benue, but this guy never said anything about that. And the Benue issues, they use their hands to call their enemies into their cave. The Benue people use their hands to brought Fulani into their cave. And when the trouble now started, there's the same president, and they will never acknowledge the president. And what happened to Ayila? What happened to your governor in that state and the pastor chief of staff? The chief of staff to Tinubu. The current chief of staff.
If I may react to you, but what you are saying is inconsequential. I can assure you, I grew up in two volatile states. I was born and raised in Plateau State. So I've understood what is insecurity since I was a child. And that explains why I have so much concern. I always wanted a president that will come and do things differently. Because if we are to go by the present status quo, the exclusive list where the president handles, security of life and president is solely in the hand of the president, not even the governor. Solely. So anytime you see anybody complaining about security, is because the constitution, the way it is presently, except it is changed tomorrow, it is the responsibility of the president to provide protection to lives and property. And that's why we said, you jig this. When you came up with state police, I was happy. It means you are shifting some of this responsibility to state governors now, so that tomorrow, if you take state police, I will not blame you tomorrow now. I will hold my governor accountable. But as it is now, it is the responsibility of the president to protect the lives of every Nigerian. When you talk about he went to Benue, he didn't go to Yelwata, Mr. Mike. You can Google it. He went to Benue State, but then where the main victims, where the people were killed, he did not go to Yelwata. He was not at the scene where over 200 people were killed. You understand? And you were saying he was telling the security chiefs that where are the arrests? Were they sanctioned? Is Ribadu not still there? The people that you said that the IG of police was still called to questioning that this attack happens, where are the arrests? Truly, there is no arrest. And I can tell you what is making these terrorists to be more emboldened to do what they are doing is because they know that there will not be arrest at the end of the day. You understand? And even if they are going to be arrested, there is a corridor they put. In Gombe last week, you saw a 390 repentant Boko Haram were forgiven, reintegrated into the society with even a cash gift of 50,000 naira each. What are you telling? That is an insult to the sensibility of Nigerians. The 50,000 naira was given to them by federal government, which means the president is aware. People who killed Nigerians were giving 50,000 naira. It's an insult to the sensibility of Nigerians.
I want to say, this Nigerian we have now, we need to be very careful the way we are demolishing our president. The president you are talking is not going to be it's going to be a collective issue to secure ourselves. When you are aligned on, because the president is commander-in-chief of armed forces and the president of Nigeria, you are wasting your time, because president cannot be everywhere. President Tinubu cannot be everywhere. And we need wait. The state police coming. Then you go. That's why you don't go home. When you guys are going home, you will know what is going on. The state police is the next agenda that is coming on board now. And after the state police, community police. Let me even now tell you, the community police will come before the state police. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, all those things are in the mass. There's going to be be a master, there's going to be master strategy. There's going to be master strategy for all these issues. And that is why the president is telling the governor that they should up their game, because as it is now, the governor has to come in, because all this insecurity, it lies on the table of the governors, because majority of the governors, they know all these citizens.
Why should it be only the president? What are your governors doing?
It is a constitution, and that is what we want to be addressed. See, we have, I mentioned the exclusive list, the concurrent list, and the residual list. Security, railway, electricity is in the exclusive list. It's strictly the business of the president. And what we are saying is that population have grown. Maybe when this constitution were drafted, our population hasn't gotten to this level. We have gotten to a point that the president should relieve himself of some of these things, and it must pass through legislative process. You understand? Send an executive bill to the National Assembly that we cannot continue like. In fact, it can even help to boost the economy. California today is the fifth richest country, largest economy in the world. It's a state, only a state in America, because they run a system where the governors are allowed, not lazy governors like Nigerian governors. You understand?
Nigerian citizens, not lazy citizens, not lazy citizen. I can tell you actually, the way it is, the security is a collective effort of every one of us. When they are telling you the president is commander-in-chief of armed forces and the president of the country, it does not matter that when you have issues in your house, in your own domain, the president has to rush down there. You have the military on ground already, and the military are doing a lot of job. And the issue,
$2 trillion it will spend on security.
Yeah. See, the 33 billion or what you said that they spend on the security. Who are the people behind the security?
What we are saying,
my brother, you don't know what you are saying in your brain now. There's crisis until the people that brought those insecurity, and I'm telling you, yes, where the Binu Sheriff, Ahmadu Sheriff, go and call them and to let them know that the president should even stay off. They should start killing themselves. They should start killing themselves. But I will tell you that. No. Wait, so I will yes, he has tried his best, and his best, they don't allow his best to be good enough. Let the president, let them be killing themselves, and the other ones that don't believe in him. I think this same guys, whalers, all these whalers that don't believe in Mr. President, I think they will still laugh last, but we will still accept.
All right, I expect the state police to be operating by now. Yes. Too much procrastination. This is coming from Andrew.
They don't rush into things. Yeah, you don't need to rush such. There must be, strategies that they have to, and they must be engaging the the state governors, and they need to engage them to let them know. And it's not just a paper, this thing you just one day and say, okay, let us. Yes, so I can say they have to strategize and see that all is going to work. So I can say we see all the favor of Nigeria.
And that that confab, that document that I will always want to refer to, has already contained the solution to Nigerian problem. Restructuring, state police is there. Now, I know Jonathan did not implement it, but I felt because of timing. You understand? But you had government in less than 1 year, 15 years, up to today. There is this document that they tell you Nigerians all came together and said the solution is here. Why are you afraid of opening the document now?
It's step by step. You see, I can tell you, the president we are having now is the most loaded problem, is the most loaded with presidential problem that I've ever seen, because anybody that could not even give back to his children or give back to his baby is the president. Anybody that could not even send his children to school, that is being lazy to send his children to school, is the president. Anybody that cannot even pregnant his wife, it is the president.
And that's why Bola is saying, what are the governors of those states doing?
Those are the reasonable.
They are not constitutionally
empowered. All right, away from that, governor of Osun State has now backed President Bola Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second time.
What did I say? You know, I said that. Yes, and it's coming. It may not be coming from that second time.
Can you now pitch your tent with Adeleke since he's backing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You've been opposing him for some time.
Yeah, but it should be more serious with that dancing every time. It should be, because we need to be serious. Maybe it was when he was dancing that they kidnapped some 5 citizens of my state, which is I was so angry. It's not a vigilante, but the problem is, you see what they do is they have
the police.
It's not. I said that the security still lied on him.
He said he was dancing.
He was dancing, yeah, but no, I said
maybe he was dancing.
Maybe he was dancing. Like, you know what you say, but you are still putting me on the spot. So we don't want dancing government. This is your job now, and you come every day. You start dancing. You start dancing every day. Instead of people will not take you serious any longer. You can go back to America for a rest. To rest himself and start dancing all his life. That is what I'm against. This is not the time for any governor to be dancing, and his people are being kidnapped, and his people doesn't, and they kidnap 5 people in my area.
Those people that are not dancing.
So
all right, me says dancing should be stopped by Adeleke. Government is a serious business.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I think it
should stop dancing. They should stop dancing. You know, I so much love the family. I can tell you, the Sherubawan himself.
Have anything to do
No. I know, but the family is well-loved family. When you talk of Sherubawan, I will benefited from Sherubawan, and he brought. I won't lie that, yes, except I want to be an ingrate. But what we see, yes, was they brought Adeleke just to pacify the family, because Sherubawan, the way Sherubawan was killed, nobody knew. And Sherubawan was one of the best governor we've ever had then, because he controlled the governorship with the citizen. He called on the citizen, what do you want me to do for you? So we have such leader like that, and I thought his brother will follow suit and do the needful like Sherubawan did, but it was just a compensation for Ademola Adeleke. They just want to use it to compensate the family with what happened. And his fathers too was a diplomat. I mean, there was a house assembly of them, and I can say it was through these same people I had a handshake with Dangote when their father died. I had that because I was in Osun State House of Assembly then. So I had a handshake that does not turn
out. All says Tinubu has failed the country. He has failed Nigerians. All right, Victor says, I know the system is corrupt and lacks transparency, but Kunle is never neutral. You are never neutral. This is what Victor Oruma has said, has written here.
I don't have neutral polish now, so how did they expect me that I'll be neutral? I don't have neutral polish. So he himself, is he not? Is he neutral?
All right, Clement Okonkwo says this man Kunle is very funny. The time is very okay. He's also a comedian.
Thank you. I even like that. So it's not every time we'll be morning we'll be doing the King 20 in this thing. So we need to make ourselves.
He is the best for Nigeria, says Ikenna Christopher.
For your own side or for your room side, for Nigerian side, for your bedroom. Maybe he's just waking up.
I agree with you 100%.
Maybe he's just the best candidate.
All right,
let him come and see. All right.
Thank you so much. Suma, please come closer. Good morning.
Mr. Mike Adekunle. Good morning, citizens. Good morning, our honorable viewers. God bless you.
Suma.
Good morning.
State visit is what Nigerians are criticizing. And I heard what should have changed if the president cancelled the trip.
You know the feelings when we are in secondary school then or primary school and some person bullied us, or maybe some of our teacher or so, either we are right or we might be right or wrong, and we get home, we report to our parents, and they say, you the elder one follow that child, or they follow us to school to confirm the situation before we were beaten in school. That feelings. Our mother care, she's there, or our father was in school to ask if we are wrong, and they be able to settle the matter. That they have, so I have someone that can back on my brother was going. That view for you having someone that is your parent checking, even though you are wrong, trying to this and settling issues with you. So you as a president, as I used to say, I don't know why that maybe sometimes they say that when we are younger, there are some things that the childhoodness in us, we are not able to exhibit it when you are young. Then when we grow older, that's when we have that time to exhibit that which we should have to have done when we are younger. So because I think the president enjoyed traveling all around, and when he was younger, I'm very sure he's not a poor person. He has been traveling too. So when in this kind of situation, even in the US, even the world that is not concerned them, do you see Trump go leave the US to another country? You say you want to go. Do you see the China president Jong-un and the other North Korea traveling, leaving their country to another country? The last time that I saw it was he and Trump and North Korea president meeting at the train joint point. That is levels, and not even in the situation like this. You can see what the Jong-un said. That what the war in Iran and this, don't let it cause air pollution in my country, because of my citizens. If it happens, we are going to retaliate. We don't want, President saying that. Do you know the feelings, how the citizens will be feeling? No matter what you might say, they might be going through that. At least we are president, rousing for us. Even though we did not say there's nothing like air pollution, but at least it's then warning you. Any of my bed in my country, any of my citizens in your country, nothing must happen to them. How many times in this have you heard? Even when there were this issue in Libya with Nigerian citizens there, as the president come to one that if anything happens to my citizen in Libya, better let you help or be Burkina Faso or any closer country. Did they even care about it? If like they should kill you there, there is no case. So it's that time with irrespective of whatsoever, either you are party loyalist or you are this or that. But let this humanity have a feelings as a human. Let it show in your heart. Even though you are that poor and you are so greedy that what is about you, fine. Nobody is disputing that. But at least give that space for human feelings, sympathy. We have hundreds of lives, people being killed. It's even closer to your state here in Kwara and what was it called? No visit. We have seen videos of Nigerian soldiers with no vest, bullet vest, no bulletproof. Yes, and even right kit for them. That's using a gun that it seems to exist like 10 years ago. The other countries are no more using to operate with the military, with the inside this Boko Haram. The Boko Haram is M13, M14, a gun that one is costs almost like 8 million, 10 million naira per ammunition. How much is the one that AK-47 that Nigerian armies are using? Also, you can't tell me I know. We are seeing the video of them. They are showing them when the last time. Look at late Lagbaja when he visited look at the Mora when he was in press up. When charging the soldier that we are together, blah blah. Even though we did not know if the right fund is being given to them. What is the cost of how much does the cost of the Nigerian soldier is full kit? How much does it cost? We are seeing them. We used to complain when we see them like, how are they saving themselves? No bulletproof vest, nothing. Which gun? No bomb they get. You can see when the US when they landed in Nigeria military. Look at the costume. Look at the kits of one US soldier. Everything is full. Even when they shoot at their plane before they get here. Each soldier that escape with parachute can depend with the ammunition he's carrying with vest complete. He can still save himself for like 1 week. Everything is complete. So why do we keep deceiving ourselves? And this thing goes to even when Buhari was there too. I made the same complaint also. Even when Jonathan was there too. And what is the function of CDS Musa when he was the CDS, Army Chief of Staff, Defense Staff, concerning the welfareism of the Nigerian soldiers that you are asking them to just go and forbid their life and just waste their life in
all right, Williams Okaleme says one thing I have observed about the current administration is that it often appears more focused on constant celebrations, what many in Yoruba call Owambe, than on the serious responsibilities of governance. This is not the kind of leadership that sets a firm example for governors or inspires discipline, public service, and you can see that reflected in the overall style of the government. Now, the president is there, and Nigerians are criticizing him for visiting UK. And I asked your colleagues that is there anything that would have changed if the president had cancelled the UK trade?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Michael. If the Mr. President
would it have solved the issue of insecurity?
Even though the Mr. President have people cancel the trip down to UK, there wouldn't have been much different, because this is a situation whereby we have wrong people in all right position. A chief of army staff, a security agency that is not capable of being in those positions and occupying that position. And I want to believe it is a duty of somebody, like now we have EFCC, and social amounts are being issued out to bought ammunition for our security agency, for our army, our navy, our air force, and so many more. And eventually, see yet we are using AK-47 of 1991 up to date, and there's no change, there's no improvement in such ammunition. You know, the kind of ammunition which we use in engaging with so-called terrorism or casualty or challenges of insecurity. I think that is number one. And for the Mr. President to have been in UK, I think it's one of the most important things, and it's one of the most lovely day for him to have been in UK. You can say the way he was highly celebrated. You know, to me, you and I, what we see and what we celebrate as a good thing in the eyes of God, you know, God might condemn it. I want to believe that the UK King Charles and other prime ministers, they are not stupid and they are not foolish to have invited the Mr. President and celebrate him in a such way and deliberate over security matters. And they also signed MOU and agreements and so many other things that can benefit the country and improve the present status of this country. Furthermore, if the Mr. President is right here in Nigeria, it's not the chief of Nigeria Army Staff, it's not the security agency. The Mr. President will give a marching order. And I don't know, there have been a lot of criticism about the Mr. President. Fine, to criticize is good, but constructively, that's what I'm expecting. The Mr. President will not let the trip of the army to Borno State, to other states where there is an attack or where there is a killing there. He will not be the front man to carry ammunition to withstand a terrorist or an armed robber. Do you understand me? That's why we have all these appointments, all these offices of security. And it's not left for you and I to now sit down and let's engage our governor and challenge all that appointed position, like the security aspect. That you as a security chief of army staff, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where were your boys when Soso killing took place in Kwara State in Borno State? You know, what are the marching order and how
do you respond to
the situation before the Mr. President will now come in? You cannot expect the Mr. President to go there and carry ammunition and start facing criminal. That is number one, and that's why I'm using the word that we have average people that does not qualify for all those positions, and that these have been the results where we are today. Because when you have wrong people,
and why did he appoint people that are not qualified to handle such positions?
Thank you. I can respond to that, because now looking at the ranking of the Nigerian Army, of the security agency, you cannot expect the Mr. President to just go and bring an OPC or a Bakassi or whatever and put him in the position of chief of staff or security agency to go and display or execute such assignments, because they don't have knowledge about it. He is going to make use of the people on ground, the people in that system already. We've seen that he have retired a lot of army general, a lot of security agency to promote other people to bring them in. See, yet there is no difference. It simply means, number one, there is corruption, whereby a lot of money has been issued out to buy ammunition for the security agency to execute so many assignments, and this money is being shared among the Nigerian army generals. It's being shared among so many security agencies. As a president, it is not the duty of the Mr. President to look into such that. I want to say it is a duty of who? It is a duty of a different body. Like we have the. You appointed the body. I'm going there. You appointed the body definitely. We have the EFCC. We have the EFCC. Who appointed the EFCC chairman? The Mr. President appointed the EFCC chairman. Before it will get to the Mr. President, I think there should be a body that will interrogate or investigate how the Nigerian Army or the Nigerian Security Agency spends so amount in doing what? In acquiring ammunition, to defend security, to defend property and lives in this country. And when they don't have those high vote mark, I think that body should interrogate them or call them to order. Mr. President will now receive the reports, and he will now handle it.
All right, Dore says that's Dore. Okay, Tinubu paid. What? Trying to say Tinubu was paid to have a state visit to United Kingdom just for the cloud. was paid to have a state visit.
How sure
just
are
for
you?
the cloud.
How sure are you?
Antman says, enough of Suma's rambling. Let's hear Adebayo. Suma, enough of your rambling. Let's hear Adebayo. That's what Antman has written here. That was GOA. Okay, moving on. The enemies assert that Jagaban is recognized for his success and him being honored. This is coming from Antman. Me says talking is cheap, so you want the matter to stop just in 3 years. Olatunji officer says support your army, police forces, and stop blaming them. Okay, Christoph says I'm from Nigeria, but ashamed. Okay, but I'm ashamed of my country. I'm ashamed of my country. Other African countries are moving up. Only Nigeria is not moving for many years. All right. Owambe, this is coming from GOA. Andrew Ogunimi says, I can see Suma knows much about military. Why are you not joining?
Maybe if he assists in that. Maybe if he assists in that, fine. We are going to do that.
Have you tried it?
A lot of time to 2012. So we are going to take even for the fact that the military has not been taken care of. It is not everyone that is not passionate about the growth of the country. It is not all Nigerians that are corrupt or they are all for their selfish interests. But even for the fact that the Nigerian military, those who are there are still complaining. We see how some of us that didn't fit, so we still want to make sure Nigeria is safe.
All right, Antman says across the world, citizens praise and give respect to their soldiers who sacrifice their lives to protect them. In Nigeria, you have ungrateful citizens who blame them and useless governors who forgive. All right, we move down to Antnam again. And what you say, okay, on to the next one. Another person, Clement Okoli says, ask Tinubu, why are they still using the KA for 1931? Baba Yaga says, highly celebrated, where you mean with important supporters from the Nigerian government?
So, I want to.
Was he paid for that state visit?
Well, is he privy to the arrangement?
Or did Tinubu pay for it?
Paid for it.
Did he pay for the state visit?
Well, in a climate like ours, I've always said it, opinions are commonplace.
You see that he wasn't genuinely invited by the king?
Opinions are free, they are commonplace. It's only facts that are sacred. If he's saying he was paid, then when was he paid? How was he paid? Through what mechanism? Through what way was he paid? Who paid? Was he privy to the arrangement or was he paid? Payment for what? So we're talking about diplomatic relations for crying out, and somebody is reducing the whole gamut of the whole architecture of diplomatic relations to cash and carry thing, reducing it to transactional thing. So let's not be ridiculous. Let's not be free-formers about things. So let's not reduce the dialectics of nation building to banalities, where you throw one-tongue allegations and baseless accusations. So who paid who? It wasn't paid. It wasn't paid. There's nothing like so the visit is good. It's significant. It's symbolic. Historic for the polity. Okay. It's necessary, and we need more such fees at a point in time like this. At a time like this, at this material point in time. So it translates into something concrete, something practical. Like I've always said it on this same channel, I'm a pragmatic. I believe it's something that brings positive reality in the lives of the larger majority of our people. So it's a welcome development. I believe Mr. President is not petty. He's not petty. If the president, I know Mr. President, he means well for the concern. So he's in the gang we're working. We want the best for the system. He's so passionate about Nigeria. So if the visit will not yield food, if it's not going to be productive, Mr. President will not embark on such a visit. He's not petty. He's not known to be somebody given to banalities. I trust him.
All right. Well, first and foremost, Mr. President is wasting taxpayers' money, for God's sake. Why I said he's wasting taxpayers' money is because, one, when you talk about taxpayers' money, must the president travel? Must he travel? The sitting, I watched a clip when American soldier died. Donald Trump, the president of America, was in the airport waiting for their corpse to come back. Look at the respect, look at the dignity, and the president of the United States of America are going to pay their family, the whole of their family. But the reverse is the case in Nigeria. Look at the way they are killing our soldiers. Recently, I heard that they increased the allowance of the military. When you increase the allowance, their morale are down. Their morale are down. A president that cannot, they're supposed to be having security briefing every week. The governors have not been encouraged. The governors have not been empowered. Everything stopped on the table of Mr. President because he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And I'm going to say Mr. President is wasting taxpayers' money. One. Number two, he is not taking security as a priority in Nigeria.
Now, should he prioritize foreign trip when insecurity persists at home? Should he?
See, when it comes to security matters, I have always told our people, let's stop being negative about our country. Let's stop being pessimistic about our motherland. We've tried this method of armchair criticism, method of destructive criticism for years. It doesn't seem to be working. Let's try something different. In any case, I've always said it, and I'm repeating it for the 18th time on the same channel. That it's that time we started talking about personalities, rather than talking about Mr. President this, Mr. President that. We should be talking about issues. We should be talking about processes. We should be talking about stronger institutions in Nigeria. Why reduce the entire gamut of the entire security architecture to Mr. President? For crying out loud, there are people delegated with responsibilities. We have the service chiefs, we have directors in the Ministry of Defense, we have the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff. So what are they there for? So we should not reduce downplay the entire gamut of governance to Mr. President. There are people well delegated to carry out some certain responsibilities in his absence. So whether or not Mr. President travels abroad, I don't know in whatever way to have any bearing, any consequence. It's inconsequential whether or not Mr. President stays back home. In any case, in my part of the country, there is this proverb that says that nobody dies that will stop the king from celebrating his festival, his annual festival. So there have been crises, pretty unfortunate, so appalling, so pathetic in our land.
Charles old past Sam, but he's the one holding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu making the fall. Says Baba Yaga.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. In any case, I see that as a jocular dimension to the whole stuff. So that's ridiculous. So let's not. The affairs will not be reduced to the issue of age. So
no, age differs. The president, our president, age may not be that.
It's a gift of nature. We are not giving it. It's a gift of nature.
So that's a non-issue. The question is, you are talking about competency, and the idea is, why is the president keep appointing those with what questionable characters, those that have been investigated by what's it called, EFCC board that should be under detention. And now, out of all those ambassadors, I'm going to only read about one person now, and you will tell me the reason why the person is meant to be a part of nominees or Nigerian ambassador by now. In the person of Adeleke, okay. You know, during the time of Jonathan, he was the NIA Director General, and this same man, over 3 billion was found in his apartment in cash. And what happened? He and his wife flew out of the country. Even when he was declared wanted, they refused to come until during the time of what's it called now? And the former EFCC chairman that was supposed to investigate the matter was the one that he took the matter to Buhari to pardon the case. And now this same person is part of the cabinet ambassador never appointed. So what signal are you sending to the Nigerian people that what all it needs to be is to be a fraudster? When you are good as a fraudster investing Nigerian funds, you will be called back by this administration. So how do you want to justify that?
Let's get the facts of the matter right too. Don't forget there was a panel raised.
The panel has been dismissed under Buhari. The panel has been dismissed under Buhari. Buhari dismissed the matter.
That money belongs to the security agency, National Intelligence Agency.
And
you and the majority of operations are covered later. So you don't expect that something to be done. That money belongs to the security agency. So
it is the reaction body language of Mr. President. You can't keep giving people nominated as an ambassador, appointing those who have a EFCC case that have not been sorted. That is confirmed that what they are guilty of the offence. And some that got pardoned by the former president, late Muhammadu Buhari, and those are the people you are bringing into power. So the lives and property of Nigerian citizens, irrespective, we never said he cannot visit any country, but not at this moment that what the country is on crisis. This is when you will be jollified. Look at the amount of governors that went there with him. What is their purpose there?
wasting taxpayers.
Our taxpayers money. Look at almost like 6 governors and all of them, families and friends. Are they delegates? Are they the one that want to discuss anything with the what's it called? With the prime minister, the prime minister. So King Charles rather. So that is what we are saying. The body language, and we are not criticizing Nigerian military. We are not saying they are not. We are doing enough, but we are calling out the chief defense staff. How are you utilizing the funds that is being given to you to take care of those soldiers? Because it's clear that what they are not being well taken care of. How much are you paying them? What is the their what's it called? Retirement.
All right, Andrew Ogunjimi says, I don't think any civilian government can solve Nigeria's insecurity. Why are those terrorists during Abacha regime? Okay, why are those terrorists during the regime? Maybe why are there terrorists during Abacha regime?
Where were those terrorists during Abacha regime?
Military government today, insecurity will stop tomorrow. Okay, military government today, tomorrow will stop tomorrow.
But again, the dynamics of Abacha days is different from that of today. That's why,
Mr. Johnson, if a military, I wish I don't pray, if a military take over Nigeria today, these terrorists and all this rubbish will stop. It will die a natural death. I want to say this. Wait, listen. I want to say this with all due respect. Late Sonny Abacha said that if insecurity persists in the country within 24 hours, and the president will not, that means the government in power knows something about it. I want to say this, that the military and the soldiers.
In the days of military, those of us old enough, there was the Matasini riot. In the days of Babangida, there was the Sango Katav riot. In the days of Babangida and Kaduna, the Sango Katav local government. When General Samani Lokwet was arrested. So there were no kinds of problems in the military. They are not kidnapping. They are not kidnapping an isolated regime. They are not isolated from our existential problem. So there has always been problem. There is problem in the land today, and unfortunately, there will always be problem. Problem as it were. It's a part and parcel of human existence. There is little or nothing anybody can do to do away with problems. So what matters is the mechanism, a proper mechanism put in place, structure put in place to tackle our problems. So problems must coexist with man.
That is the structure we are talking about. That what structure is being put in place by Mr. President? When the president,
it should not be narrowed down to this government. It should not be downplayed to this government.
Over 10 hours operation, no military were able to come to the rescue of those in Kwara State. And when the Mr. President about it, what's supposed to be the next thing? The what is it called? The military that is heading Kwara State, the military base there, supposed to be dismissed because under his watch. That incident, what happened in China during North Korea when there was flood?
I am fired. What did he do? Never work for anybody. You are fired.
No, you know that means he's not military man. That means he's not competent. What is it?
Where did you get
what is your purpose when there's no
five alternative, 5 options? Do you sack?
Hello, those who invaded them. Send before that time. Send a what? A note that they will be coming to the village to visit them, the terrorists. Over the days that they sent a letter to them and they report to the military before they invade Kwara, then over time that no, there was no rescue. They said what was the function of the generals or God in Kwara State? And now that it not happened and that's what supposed to be the response of the president that meant well for the citizen. Suppose you want to query them, and in fact if you want dismissing, because after some police officers also that are collecting bribe or whatever and they are dismissing them. Don't look at someone under his watch. There is a prior notice 2 weeks before they invade the citizen, the villagers in Kwara State. That they will kill a lot of the citizen. It's not supposed to be dismissed of the uniform. So what are you telling me? And the president under his watch, you are pardoning terrorists, funding them, giving them money that what is called repentance, someone that has killed your people. So you can do that to those people, but you cannot do that when it comes to those who taking lives on property. So what did Nigerian people stand to? This is not a matter of saying you belong to one particular Mr. Johnson. You need to take that away here now. We're talking about what is the response.
I'm not a party man.
When I'm not a party man. But indirectly,
what party? PDP or what?
Hello, me? He didn't tell you that he's a party man.
I don't believe in balance reportage. I believe in objective balance.
What balance and objectivity is in what?
What is such? I've never attended the meeting of any political party before. What do you mean by party man?
It is a party man. But what we are saying here is what was the response of Mr. President? The army chiefs whatsoever in Kwara State should be brought to questioning and dismissed immediate effect.
All right, because of our time, we need to go. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also appreciate the engagement of our viewers in the comment section. Ezenwata Liverpool was with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. Chief Udezi Chima from Italy also joined us. We appreciate you, Joffa Chris. Thank you for joining us. Andrew Gundimi also engaged us. We say big thank you to you. Ampnam, GOA, thank you so much. Abayaga Yagali, me, 19011. Thank you for joining us. Ikenna, Christopher, we appreciate your comments. Clement Okoli, thank you so much. Unity Idei, do you realize that Mr. President has power to suspend whoever that breaks the law? Yes, he has the constitutional right to do that. All right, Unity Idei, we appreciate your contribution as well. Alexander the Great also joined us. Thank you so much. Augustine every morning. We appreciate your comment. Emmanuel, thank you. That's illiterate. So the president is he traveling with his money or what? All right, that's his comment there. David Okafor, also known as Sudi Okafor, also commented, joined us. We say a big thank you to you. Olatunji Awofeso, we appreciate you. And the rest of the viewers, Mustafa Additional, it's been a while. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow for another edition of the program. I'm Michael Ademola, telling you to stay safe. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Love you.